Hey guys, welcome back. So today I want to review a brush set that I just recently got in my FabFitFun box. So this is a brush set from Crown Brushes. It is their 6-piece limited editions essential Syntho brush set in black and silver. So when I saw these I was like, alright, cool, brushes, that's fine. I wasn't thinking that I would like do any sort of video on them. And then I read the price tag of them, and immediately I was like, I have to do a video on these, because this little set, 6 brushes and one cheap little faux leather case, retails for $75. Excuse me? Are you kidding me right now? I read that and my mind was just like, what? So definitely had to make a video on these to test them out and see if they were possibly worth the price. I don't think in my mind there was even a chance of it being worth the price, but I figured I would try them out. So this is the look that I created using these brushes. I did show you all the steps. Certainly not a tutorial in any way, shape, or form, but I did, let you know what I was doing, how I was using the brushes, all that jazz. So before we get started into the actual testing, I wanted to just go ahead and go over the brushes that are in here and my first impressions of them. So you have 2 face brushes and 4 eye brushes. The first face brush is this bad boy right here, which they say is an all-over powder brush. This is like a massive fluffy powder brush, basically. It gets like really tight and skinny here, and it like widens this way. It's soft, it's nice, but I would never use this for all over my face. You have the next brush here, which they say is a blush brush, which the shape, yes, but it's a little too small for that in my opinion. But again, super soft. All these are really soft. Like the bristles are not my problem here. So that was the blush brush. Next we go into this bad boy, which is odd to me. When I first saw it, it reminded me of something like this, which is like one of those really flat lid shade brushes that you get in like every set in the world. I do really like these brushes. I love them for laying down shimmer shades on my lid. Wow, I cannot think of words today. So that's what I immediately thought of, but this is like twice the size of these normal brushes. So I was like, what the heck would you use this for? And apparently this is a concealer brush. What? I would never use this for concealer. This is such an odd shape. I really don't understand who would use this for concealer, but maybe to like spot conceal on the face, but I still feel like I would use something smaller. Like my go-to spot concealing brush is this one from e.l.f, which is like 1/5 of the size of this thing. So I don't know, maybe some people like a really big spot concealer, but I personally don't. Next we have this bad boy, which is just your basic fluffy shading brush type of thing. There's really nothing special about it. Every brand has these. Every brand has all these brushes, honestly, but these are definitely good brushes to have around. I really like them for like setting my lid, putting a like really nice basic cream color all over the place, putting a highlighting shade at my brow bone, doing my under eye shade, like my bottom lash line shade. I use these brushes for almost everything, so I love having others in my collection. Then we have this bad boy, which is a long, tight blending brush type of situation. It's not fluffy, so you wouldn't be able to get too much like actual all over blending, but these are really good for the crease and outer corner and all that stuff, so I like having these around. And then finally we have this bad boy, which is just your basic angled eyeliner brush. Again, good to have in your collection, but every brand makes them. And then of course they do all come in the case here, which is like a really faux leather wrapped around cardboard. The stitching on the band on the thing here is already coming undone. You can like see it pulling away. It does have like a little clasp there, which is nice. It's not bad. It's just like, is this where the money went? Because this is just ridiculous, honestly. So like I said, all these brushes are really soft. The bristles are definitely not my concern here. My biggest first impression is the fact that these feel so cheap on the handle. This is pure plastic and it's totally hollow. There's like nothing in there. It's just a hollow plastic barrel. It is incredibly, incredibly cheap. I think the ferrule is plastic as well. I'm not totally sure, but I'm pretty sure that's plastic. I mean, even just comparing these brushes to like the Flower Beauty brush that I have, this is like a heavy duty, like it's plastic, but it's heavier and it feels more luxe in your hand, and I'm pretty sure their ferrule is actual metal. It feels much, much nicer. Even comparing them to the BH Cosmetic brushes that I tested out a few months ago, these are just like incredible quality, and this is just like junk. Like, I don't understand at all. I'm very confused by this set. It is nice that they have these like little indentations on the handle for your fingers to go, so it's a little more ergonomic, so it's kind of makes it nicer to hold, but still, that doesn't make up for the massive, massive price tag. I will say that these brushes are hypoallergenic and vegan and cruelty-free, which is awesome because they are synthetic. You know, that's great. A lot of people are moving towards that cruelty-free vegan movement, which is awesome. So I will say that they're doing something good there, but still way overpriced. But those are just my first impressions, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll the footage of me like actually trying these brushes out and showing you my full impression of them. But I hope you guys liked today's video, and let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so since this little set doesn't come with anything for like foundation or concealer or anything like that, I went ahead and did my base so that we can jump right in. So we're going to finish up the face before moving on to eyes. So I'm going to take this massive like fluffy paddle brush thing, and I'm going to use this for bronzer today because it does get quite like pinched and tight. I wouldn't use this for all over powder personally just because it's not like fluffy enough for me. It's like a weird shape for that. So I'm going to use it for bronzer and like contour, kind of. I'm not actually going to contour. So I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting 3 palette, I believe. This is the one that came out last year. You can't get this palette anymore, but the bronzer in here you can get in the full size. It's the Luminous Bronze Light. So in case you were interested, that is the bronzer that I'm going in with. I just happen to have it in a palette. Load up my brush here and just kind of go in. This is a really nice like size and shape for bronzer. It is soft. Okay, so there's one side bronzed. I think I did a really nice job. I've complained about this before. I have a fairly small face, so I can't use something too big for bronzer. This might be a little too big, but I can kind of make it work. Okay, so now I am totally bronzed up. I do like this brush for bronzer. I do like this brush for bronzer. It made it a really quick, easy, like seamless blend, which I really appreciate. And I feel like it just like really diffused it everywhere, so I do really like this. It's a little small for like bronzing up the neck when you go overboard on the rest of your bronzer, but I made it work, so I like this one. So for the next brush, we've got this like angled brush. Basically, it's kind of fluffy, but not really. It's kind of small, but not really. It's a very in-between type of shape and size and brush in general. I do like using these types of brushes for blush. I have one from Flower Beauty that is quite a bit bigger, honestly, and I really like this brush for blush. So that's what I'm going to use this one for today. And sticking with the theme of glowy hourglass products, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with this palette. So the blush I'm going to go in with is the hot pink one here, which is Pure Effect, in case you were wondering. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit. Okay. This is very tiny, and it's actually quite stiff on the face. I really don't like this for blush. This is not good. I don't like this for blush at all. It makes it kind of impossible to blend. So I'm going to take my regular blush brush. This is from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to try and buff this out a little bit, because that one just does not have enough give to it to actually blend anything together. It's also making a mess of my powder because the bristles are so like compact and not bendy that it's just like stabbing in and causing a lot of kickback on my powders, which normally don't happen that much. There's also nothing in here that's really for highlight. I mean, you probably could use this, but it's very large for highlight and it's a weird shape for it, and I don't think I would use this for highlight at all. So I'm just going to take my normal highlighting brush and I'll be back. Okay, so I just took my regular highlighting brush as well as the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in Rose Gold. I haven't reached to this in forever, and I don't know why, because it's beautiful. But anyways, not the point of this video. Moving on to the eyes. So like y'all saw in the beginning, we do have 4 eye brushes here. 1 for blending, pretty much 2 for packing, and 1 slanted liner brush, basically. So I'm going to do a super basic eye because I don't have that many brushes. I'm going to go in with the Milani Soft and Sultry palette. This is one of their new palettes they just came out with recently. This is the Cool Tone Neutral one, and I've been loving it, oddly enough. I don't know where that's coming from, because I am not a cool toned person at all, but I don't know, I've been loving it. So I'm going to take the one of the flat packing brushes. I'm going to take the little bit fluffier one, and I'm just going to take the matte cream in here that's right here, right there, and I'm just going to pack this all over the lid just to give a nice even base. Actually, I should probably zoom you in, shouldn't I? Is that better? Can you see me better? Did you want to see me this up close? Probably not. So I'm going to take the one blending brush in here, and I'm going to start with this peachy color here, like a dusty mauve really, but I'm just going to put that in the crease. This really isn't a tutorial, so if I kind of like skip over things, don't come after me. If you would like a tutorial from this palette though, let me know, because I did a look the other day that I am obsessed with, so I would be totally fine with doing that video. So this brush is nice, it's very soft, it's not scratchy at all. It's not quite as fluffy as I would like for a transition shade. This is something that I would use specifically to like put a color in the crease if I didn't want it to be super blown out. So it's not my favorite for starting an eye look, but I can make it work. I just feel like something a little bit fluffier would be better than, I mean, they could have taken out one of these 2 packing brushes and done 2 blending brushes, because I feel like people use blending brushes way more than packing brushes, you know? So next up, I'm going to take the brown right here on the same brush, obviously, and basically do the same thing, concentrating it more into the crease. I'm actually just going to go ahead and take this packing brush and put that brown all over the lid. Okay, and then to finish this off, I'm going to take the liner brush and I'm going to take the dark brown right here. I'm not going to take the black, but I'm going to take the like darkest brown, and I'm just going to smudge the tiniest little bit of this on the lash line just to define it a little bit. Okay, so I just took the liner brush in that dark brown and just kind of created like the ghost of a wing liner, if that makes sense. Just a very light, smoky illusion of a liner. I also took the first packing brush that we used and that brown, and I just smudged it a little on the lower lash line just to create some dimension down there. Okay, so those are all of the brushes that I have here, so I'm gonna finish up my makeup and then I will be right back to give you guys my like final opinion. Okay, so makeup is done, so now it is time to give my final thoughts on this brush set. 100%, no doubt in my mind, absolutely not worth it. Are you kidding me? $75 for 6 brushes that are honestly not that great. You're missing some very key things here, like I don't understand. I don't know what this brush is supposed to do. I know on the website it says blush brush, but it's way too small. It's way too stiff. You can't blend it that well. It just doesn't do that much. No. This I really like for bronzer. Really great bronzer brush. But that's about it. I wouldn't use it for all over my face for powder. It's a weird shape for that. I don't know why they would put this in there as like an all over face powder brush. That's ridiculous. The blending brush, I like this brush, but this is not a like one-step blending brush to me. This is a very like detailed creased outer corner blending brush, and you know, to do a really cohesive eye look, you need more than that. Like everyone knows, blending is the most important part of an eye look, and if you can't get like a really nice fluffy blending brush that can really diffuse everything, you're not going to get that great of an eye look. And this just doesn't do that. It's just too long and tight and compact and stiff. So I really don't know what the point of this is besides. So I really just feel like this, it's not enough. So this longer one here is supposed to be a concealer brush, which I just don't understand. Like, in what world would I use this for concealer? It's so small and dense and compact. It would do nothing, and it would take forever to blend out concealer like this. Like, are you kidding me? I would rather use my finger or a beauty blender or a bigger brush. Like, there's so many different options. This brush is just useless to me, in my opinion. The shader brush, it's great. It's a basic fluffy shader brush. You know, you can buy these from literally every brand. It's really nothing special. And I mean, this thing, it's a flat angled eyeliner brush. Again, nothing special. Every brand has these. I don't understand what makes them think they can charge $75 for this set. I mean, yeah, it comes with a brush holder and this like really crappy feeling faux leather, but this is ridiculous, honestly. This is way worse quality than the BH Cosmetics brushes. e.l.f. brushes, Morphe brushes are better quality, and these are supposed to be like the mother of Morphe brushes, so I don't understand. This handle is so cheap feeling, it's insane to me. I just really don't understand. If you want some like good quality brushes, again, BH Cosmetics has amazing brushes. I will link my review video of one of their brush sets down below because that blew my socks off. e.l.f. Cosmetics has amazing brushes for such an affordable price. So I hope you guys liked today's video. Let me know down below what you think of Crown brushes, if you've tried them, if you think they're overpriced. Let me know. So other than that, I hope you guys will check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!